Rubber gloves come in all different colors, but they all start as rows of fabric gloves before being dipped in a thick liquid rubber coating. Watching ice cream bars being made is almost as fun as eating them. In one smooth motion, the ice cream is sliced to size, while a paddle stick is seamlessly inserted onto the production line. These identical ice creams are then dipped into the liquid to coat them in a delicious cracking shell. Finally, they are packaged and sent your way. Building a house used to take months. Now thanks to 3D printing, one can be built from the ground up in just 24 hours using a downloaded design, and a crane system that extrudes concrete. A full house appears in no time. No, this isn't Wizard's Luggage Factory, but the process of wrapping suitcases does look kinda magical. In reality, it's being pushed from beneath and vacuum sealed to create the textured. Domino's Pizza, look out, there is a new robot pizza maker on the scene, and he is cooking up some pretty delicious pizza. Not only does it pull the dough, it applies and spreads the tomato base before adding cheese. While there are still few human helpers adding additional toppings, the rest of the ride into the oven is completely automated. This is the mesmerizing production line of your favorite ice cream sandwich. Every block of ice cream is precisely cut and dropped on a cookie before being sandwiched by another. It's so simple yet satisfying. Those tiny decorative ribbons you put on top of the birthday presents, well, they are also made in a factory. You can watch the whole ribbon form right in front of your very eyes. Everyone's used a pencil before, but have you thought about how they are made? For such a simple tool, the pencil production line is nothing short of amazing. The whole process is 100% automated to the point where they even sharpen themselves. At this donut factory, almost everything is done by hand, from mixing and kneading the dough to cutting out portions and deep frying the result. There it's either a trip to be glazed or dipped in one of many different toppings on offer. Toilet paper rolls always start out much longer before having to be cut to size. For most people, it's safety first, making sure they are clear of the saw blade. Then there's this lady who knock off early on Friday. No, this is not the factory where 2000's Justin Timberlake's hair's made. This is a ramen cup noodle production plant, the place where the staple diet of every college student comes to fruition. The whole process from baking noodles in set portion to adding the many different condiments, it's all done in this factory. Despite how advanced our manufacturing has become, the majority of shoes are still mostly made by hand. It's a meticulous process of sewing, painting, and stitching on parts of the soon-to-be shoe. Who needs a factory when this pastry chef can cut 300 croissants in under a minute for layers of stacked dough, and this guy cutting at full speed is a sight to behold. All Lego characters start off as a series of blank yellow heads, need a face, torso, arms, and legs before they can be shipped out. The whole process creates tens of thousands of Lego men and women every day. Can you guess what's being made here? Did you figure it out? Eventually what you are looking at will be a sheet of see-through glass. Creating the inner soles of your favorite flip-flop may be a manual process, but using a template cutter and a hydraulic press can make thousands of soles every day. Don't be fooled by what looks like a slow blades spinning on this slicer. It is actually spinning so fast that the camera can't even keep up. Check out the hundreds of wafer-thin slices of fruit flying off at breakneck speed. In this factory, hundreds of perfect portions of puff pastry dough produced every minute. They even use lasers to track the dough along the conveyor belt. Making val buns by hand is all fun and games. If you're only cooking for two, this machine takes the hard work out of the prep, able both mix the dough and cut perfect portion as they travel down the conveyor belt. If you'd asked me to describe how fine china bowls are painted, I would have never imagined this thing. It doesn't look it should work, but it definitely does.